From the far reaches of the galaxy, a desperate cry pierces the silence, an alien child's voice begging for help to save their dying mother. In a world where strangers are often enemies, can compassion cross the cosmic divide? This is a story about hope, sacrifice, and the unexpected bonds that form when the fate of a family hangs in the balance. Listen closely, because sometimes, even the smallest voice can change the stars. The alien forest stretched endlessly beneath twin moons, shadows dancing between towering crystalline trees whose branches shimmered with ethereal light. Silence hung heavy in the air, broken only by the faint rustle of strange, iridescent leaves and the distant howl of unseen creatures. In this vast wilderness, a small figure moved with careful urgency. The child's skin, mottled with soft blues and greens, glowed faintly, a natural bioluminescence inherited from a world bathed in perpetual twilight. Large eyes, wide and shimmering with unshed tears, scanned the darkness. "Please," the child whispered into the void. "Please don't leave me." The words barely carried on the wind, yet they held a weight deeper than the forest's ancient roots. The child clutched a small pendant, an artifact from their mother, pressed tightly to their chest as if it were the last thread tethering them to hope. The mother was trapped. Not by the forest itself, nor by natural predators, but by a cruel invention, a savage snare designed to hold and kill. Its wires glinted menacingly beneath the moonlight, cutting into the mother's shimmering scales, sapping her strength with every passing moment. The child's breath hitched as they crept closer, eyes darting anxiously. They could hear their mother's labored breathing, the soft humming that once soothed the child's fears now barely audible. The mother's eyes flickered open, meeting the child's gaze. "Stay back," she urged, voice weak but steady. "It's too dangerous." But the child shook their head, courage burning through their fear.
"I will find help," they promised.
"I'll find someone who will save you." Far beyond the alien forest, orbiting a distant star, a human ship cut through the darkness. The Vanguard was a vessel built for exploration and diplomacy, staffed by those who believed in bridging worlds rather than conquering them. Captain Alara Miles stood on the bridge, eyes fixed on the swirling planet below. This was the kind of world that challenged everything humanity thought it knew, a place where life adapted in ways strange and beautiful, yet fraught with peril. Suddenly, the ship's sensors detected an anomaly, a faint, irregular signal pulsing from the planet's surface. It was barely perceptible, almost lost in the noise of the wild world below. "Captain, I'm picking up what sounds like a distress call," the communications officer said, her voice tinged with disbelief.
Ilara leaned forward.
"Patch it through." A small trembling voice echoed through the ship speakers, a voice filled with desperation and innocence. "Human, help my mom trapped, please." Silence fell over the bridge. The crew exchanged uncertain glances, but Alara felt something deep inside her stir, a call to action stronger than protocol or caution. "We can't ignore this," she said, voice steady but urgent.
"Prepare a team.
We're going down." Back in the forest, the child moved swiftly, guided by the hope that the strange beings called humans could be the salvation they desperately needed. Every shadow seemed to hold unseen threats, every snap of a twig a reminder of how alone they were. Memories of their mother's stories filled the child's mind, tales of stars and distant worlds, of kindness and courage that transcended species and planets. Those stories were the child's lifeline now, a beacon in the oppressive dark. After what felt like an eternity, faint lights appeared in the distance, humans, just as the child had hoped. Ilara's team moved cautiously through the alien underbrush, their suits adapting to the atmosphere, their weapons lowered but ready. The forest's silence pressed around them, broken only by the soft footsteps of the humans and the occasional whimper of the child who suddenly appeared before them. "Please," the child pleaded, voice cracking. "My mother is caught in a snare. She's dying. You have to help." Ilara knelt down, meeting the child's gaze. "Show us where." Underscore 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 underscore. The snare was worse than the team expected, an intricate trap of metallic vines powered by ancient technology, designed to crush and hold any creature unlucky enough to be caught. Inside, the alien mother struggled weakly, her body marked with deep cuts, her light dimmed by pain and exhaustion. The team sprang into action. Engineers worked swiftly to disable the trap while medics began tending to the mother's wounds. Ilara stood watch, the child close by, both trembling yet hopeful. Underscore 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 underscore. As the snare finally released its grip, the mother collapsed into the waiting arms of the medics. Her eyes fluttered open, filled with pain but also relief. The child clung to Ilara's leg, whispering, "Thank you, human. You saved her." Ilara smiled softly, kneeling beside them. "We're here to help. You're safe now." Underscore 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 underscore. But the forest was not done with them. As the team prepared to evacuate, shadows moved with deadly intent, hunters, the cruel faction that had set the snare, emerging from the darkness with weapons raised. Ilara's team formed a defensive line, the child's mother rising weakly but defiantly beside them. "We fight," the mother said quietly. "For survival. For hope." Underscore 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 underscore. The battle was fierce, the forest alive with flashes of light and bursts of sound. The hunters fought with brutal precision, but the humans and their alien allies fought harder, fueled by something stronger than weapons: hope, courage, and the bond forged in a moment of desperation. The child watched from behind Ilara, eyes wide but steady, as their mother and the humans stood together against the darkness. Underscore 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 underscore. When the hunters were finally driven back into the shadows, the team gathered, battered but unbroken. The alien mother's strength was fading, but her spirit burned brighter than ever. Ilara placed a hand on the child's shoulder. "You're not alone anymore. We'll find a way to keep you safe." The child looked up, tears spilling over but a small smile breaking through.
"Thank you, human. You gave us hope."
Underscore 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 underscore. As the human ship lifted off, leaving the haunted forest behind, the child and their mother looked out at the stars, endless and full of possibility. The galaxy was vast and often cruel, but in this moment, a fragile light had been kindled. A light born from a child's desperate cry, answered by a humanity that refused to turn away. Because sometimes, even the smallest voice can change the stars. The Vanguard glided smoothly through the starry void, carrying its precious passengers toward a future uncertain but full of promise. The alien mother rested in the ship's medbay, her body healing under the care of human technology that mingled seamlessly with the alien's own biology. The faint glow of her scales had returned, a soft shimmer like moonlight on water, signaling life slowly rekindling. Beside her, the child sat quietly in the corner, fingers tracing the worn pendant that had once been their mother's only talisman of hope. The memories of the forest, the cruel snare, the terrifying hunters, the fierce fight to survive, still haunted their thoughts. But here, aboard the Vanguard, they found something they hadn't dared to believe in for so long: safety. Captain Alara Miles walked into the medbay, her presence calm but commanding. She looked down at the child, whose wide eyes met hers with a mixture of caution and trust. "You're stronger than you know," Alara said softly. "It's not just survival, it's hope that makes us human. And it looks like you have that too." The child smiled faintly, a fragile but real curve of lips. "I want to help my mother. I want to help others like us."
Ilara nodded. "And you will.
"But first, we need to understand everything, about your world, your people, and what brought you here." Days turned into weeks as the alien mother regained her strength. Slowly, she began to share her story, a tale of a dying culture, hunted not by enemies from outside, but by their own kin. A ruthless faction called the Harrowers had risen to power, enforcing a brutal ideology where only the strongest survived. Those deemed weak or surplus were abandoned or hunted as sport. "We were once a proud people," she said, voice steady despite the pain. "But fear and greed twisted us. My child and I fled when the Harrowers marked me for death." Ilara listened intently, troubled by the parallels between this ancient cruelty and the histories humans had fought to overcome. "You're safe here, but you want to do more."
The mother nodded.
"The Harrowers will not stop. If we do nothing, they will spread like a disease, consuming everything in their path." The child's eyes shone with determination.
"I want to stop them.
"I want to save others who have no one to fight for them." Ilara's mind raced. This was no longer just a rescue mission, it was the beginning of a rebellion against cruelty and despair. A chance for humanity to stand not as conquerors, but as protectors.
"We'll help you," Ilara promised. "But you won't be alone.
We'll bring the truth of the Harrowers to the United Galactic Council. They need to know what's happening." The first step was communication. The child, whose name was Lyra, learned to speak with the ship's linguists, their voice slowly gaining confidence. Lyra described the forests, the hunters, the hidden enclaves where those who resisted hid in the shadows. Ilara coordinated with her officers to prepare a formal report, complete with evidence gathered from the forest, snare remnants, weapon fragments, even data recordings from the battle. The goal was clear: expose the Harrowers and seek intervention. But the Harrowers were not idle. A warning arrived, a coded message intercepted by the Vanguard sensors, dripping with menace and promise of retribution. The hunters were coming back, bigger and more prepared. Ilara's crew braced themselves. The Vanguard was no warship, but its crew was fierce, and they would protect these new lives at all costs. When the Harrowers' fleet emerged from the dark between the stars, it was a terrifying sight, ships sleek and deadly, bearing the insignia of a brutal regime. But Ilara did not falter. "This ends now," she said. "We fight not just for ourselves, but for every innocent life they threaten." The battle was brutal. The Vanguard maneuvered deftly through the void, lasers cutting streaks of light through the darkness. Lyra stood beside her mother, watching the stars explode in fire and fury. During the chaos, Lyra's mother spoke softly to her. "You carry the strength of our people. You must be brave." Lyra nodded, heart pounding but resolute. In a daring move, Ilara led a boarding party onto the lead Harrower ship, determined to stop the source of the threat. The ship's corridors were cold and hostile, but the humans and Lyra moved with purpose. They found the Harrower leader, a cruel, scarred figure whose eyes held the cold fury of someone who believed in power above all else. "You think you can stop us?" he sneered. "Your kindness is weakness." Ilara stepped forward, voice calm but fierce. "Kindness is strength. And it will be your downfall." With clever tactics and the combined courage of humans and aliens, the boarding party overcame the Harrowers. The leader was captured, his plans exposed to the galaxy. Back aboard the Vanguard, Lyra looked out at the stars, feeling a mixture of relief and hope. "We have won a battle," she said softly. "But the war for our people is far from over."
Ilara smiled.
"Then we'll fight it together. You're not alone anymore." Months later, the United Galactic Council convened to hear the evidence. The story of the alien mother and her child touched hearts and minds across species. Sanctions were imposed, aid was sent, and a coalition was formed to protect those who could not protect themselves. Lyra and her mother were invited to join the Council's diplomatic corps. Symbols of hope and resilience, living proof that even in the darkest times, compassion could unite worlds. On the observation deck of the Vanguard, Lyra stood with Ilara and her mother, watching the stars blaze like diamonds across the black velvet of space. "Thank you, human," Lyra said quietly. "You answered my cry." Ilara placed a hand on Lyra's shoulder. "We answered because your cry was one we all share, the cry for life, for family, for hope." And as the Vanguard sailed onward, carrying them toward new horizons, the child's cry echoed across the galaxy. A reminder that even the smallest voice, spoken from the depths of despair, could ignite the light that changes the stars forever.